Hey everybody, it's me, Lynn Renee McDonald. It's really late, so I'm going to kind of talk quiet for now. Tonight, what I wanted to talk to you about is I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about, one more time as always, these crazy wild times that are happening right now in my house, in my kitchen in Virginia Beach. See my new kitchen? It's crazy, it's crazy. I'm super grateful. Anyways, so what I want to do is, well, let me get my sage going, and then we're going to talk about, can you give me the best information, Spirit, to talk to everybody about, in the best words, the best way from love, now please, in the best way for us in order something better. Okay, straight up, what we're going to talk about today is how there's all these synchronicities in our lives that when we're doing what we should be doing, and it's right in alignment with source, and how the universe shows us without a doubt over and over and over whether we're doing something we should be doing from love that is best for us, called in by our souls, or not. Okay. All right. So that's what this video here is going to be about. My YouTube tonight. I can get my glasses clean here, my shit together, because it's been a wild day. Okay. So, and the first thing I want to do before I really start is I want to show you my new boots. You ready? Look at these. Can you see them? Right on the table. See them? I don't know if you can see them, but they're sparkling. They're like midnight blue and they're mystic, right? And they're from my family for Mother's Day. Thank you, God, and thank you, family. I'm super grateful. I hope you could see them. Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to put a foot on the table, right? But it's all good. So I'm super grateful, and I want to share my boots with you. They were a Mother's Day gift for me, for my kids and my sister, and I'm super grateful, and thanks God. So I wanted to just share that with you, and oh my goodness, my sage. So I want to talk about the synchronicities that are going on, especially in these times. How you're going to see so many messages from Spirit that you're in alignment with what you should be doing, or not. Okay, you're really going to get to see that overall constantly in your life, and I'm going to give you an example of what happened to me and what went on in relativity to my life with everything that we're talking about here. Some of the most recent things. Those of you who know me, I have a total of, well, with my sister's car, then I have 2 cars, and then I have a Jeep. And with these cars, let me see, one of them hasn't been starting on and off, and we kind of got a lowdown that it's an electrical thing, and the car is like 20 years old. And then the other one, as many of you know, was totaled, and that car was 25 years old. And while I love the cars, they're very old. And Spirit had told me a while ago, they said, Lynn, you're not going to be driving these cars for much longer. It's time to let them go. So I got a heads up a while back, and I thought about it for a brief second, and I remembered, okay, put that up here on the shelf over here, right, within my soul. So Spirit said to me, hey, you're going to have to get rid of these old cars because, it's time. It's time to change. You can't be living in the past for too long. You can't remain in that vibration if you want to move forward with your dreams. Because as long as you're living in the past, you can never come into the present. And it makes it, not that you can never, but it makes that much harder for your dreams to happen because you're not present here, and you keep reliving all the stuff over here that stops you from getting here into your dreams, right? So that's one of the big things to know about living in the past and how it's detrimental. It's like it's very hard to move forward with your dreams, your greatest life, and your greatest you. Okay, so one of the reasons Spirit was guiding me to get rid of my older cars, one's 20 and one's 25, and I love them. One of the biggest reasons I love them so much, these cars, is because I don't worry about if I spill shit in the car. I don't worry about if somebody gets mud in the car. I don't worry about if they mess it up. You know what I mean? When we have newer things, we're like, oh, don't touch this, don't do that, don't do this. I have to keep this neat and clean, and so all of us get in that space in some way, shape, or form. But let me just ask Spirit to clear, heal, and change all of this with all of that in all of us, in our souls, and all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is, in the best way for us, and all or something better. And thank you, God, for that for us. So that should clear out these a lot of these old system beliefs that no longer serve us in terms of, you know, cars, right? Cars and our belief systems about the new and the old. So spirit told me about these cars. So and how I was going to need to make some changes. And what is so crazy is that my daughter had the accident and totaled the one, and the other one starts consistently not starting. And then the tail light doesn't work, and then the windows don't go down, and it just was one thing after another. And then my brother and a couple other people said to me, "Hey, it's the electrical system. You can't." You can replace it, but in a 20-something-year-old car, it's just not worth it. You know, you have the engine still runs, you know, the transmission still runs, but an electrical system, they got to find the mistake, and usually it's quite a bit of money, and it's just not wise to put money into it for an investment when it's not a newer vehicle. It's not something you're probably going to drive for many more years, right? So that said, you know, here's the messages. Spirit is telling me over and over, you're going to have to get a new car. Then they create it in my reality. You know, first my daughter got in an accident with one of them, and then totaled the same one, right? And then the electrical system issue with the other one, and now the car won't start. Well, I have to have something that's reliable, because otherwise it's just not the healthiest and best for me, because I can't be stuck at 5 a.m. or 3 a.m. when I'm traveling, and I can't, especially if I'm on the road and I'm by myself. I mean, that's not going to be too cool. I know you have AAA and all that great stuff. Thank God for that, right? And we can always call on people, and we're super blessed with angels and stuff. But do you really want to put yourself in that space if you don't have to, right? So all these things are so in alignment with spirit, okay? And this is about energy exchange. Where do you want to put your energy with the cars? What do you want to spend your money on? What do you want to do, right? But it is also about getting the messages from spirit. Okay, spirit told me I was gonna get the new cars. Then this literally happened in Earthworld to push me forward, just like with my house. Most of you guys know the story of my house, how I moved out from one house to the other because it's time. I can't live in a small house, in a smaller house, in a less than space with big dreams that you have, because in this space, this big dream space, or this big dreams that you've asked God for, can't happen, all right? And many things like that, all in alignment with source. That's just one of the gifts that spirit told me about the house thing, right? But the house thing goes in alignment with the car thing, because as many of you know, with the car, and with the house, now two of the cars don't work right. One of them's totaled that I can't even use, right? And the other one, the other house is, or the other car is not working with the electrical system, so it's not starting. I can't have something that can't get started, okay? So I can't get started in my businesses if my car can't get started, or I can't get started to move in the direction. Cars don't move, you can't move, car's not starting. So all of these things are stopping me, okay? So Spirit's giving me, again, sign after sign after sign, and then they literally push me forward in Earthworld reality. And this year is really doing a lot of this stuff to us. It's just crazy as shit, right? So that all said, right? Today, my sister bought in her car, and it needs a whole load of work because her car now isn't running right now. That's 3 cars out of 4. And I'm like, okay, we can't run a business on things that are unreliable. She has to get to work. My daughter has to get to work. I have to get to work. We need all of these vehicles to be able to do all of this. And if we can't, then we're stopping ourselves. We're stopping ourselves from driving anywhere, getting anywhere, moving forward. So these changes now have to be made, and there's no really ignoring them. So universe puts everything right in front of your face, over and over and over. And these are all the signs that this is what's going on. So it is time then for me to get a new car, right? So my sister drops off her car, and we do all the spirit work, and we ask God that, everything comes back. It's the greatest. We pray on everything, that everything works out fantastic and most abundant in the greatest way for us. And then this morning, and for her, and with the car, and we love the car, and her car too is really old. It's 16 years old, all right? And then this morning, my sister's, this morning or earlier in the day, my sister says to me, Lynn, she says, do you think that we're gonna she goes, what do you think's going to happen with my car? She goes, are we going to invest the money in getting it fixed? And instantly Spirit's like, nope, not going to happen. And then I said, I'm getting a no on that. And she's like, yeah, I am too. And so there's another sign. So spirit, again, is pushing us forward in an earth world reality as well as metaphysically and showing us all these signs. And they're always talking to us and telling us physically and in all ways, in thoughts, visions, talking to each other. Hey, I got this from spirit. What do you get? We're always working together from love energy and with love energy to be our greatest us and to get all the messages that come in. So this year is going to keep pushing people forward, and there's going to be all these synchronicities over and over and over that you just cannot ignore. Like the cars breaking down, my house breaking down. It's time to move. And before this even happened, they told me, I heard in voices over and over and over, angels, Christ energy, all my guides. I mean, over and over, we're getting messages. We're getting messages. So all that stuff, is definitely coming in, and we need to really pay attention. So we always do the right thing from love, bring it to source so we know what to do. Just like she said, what do you get, Lynn? Are you getting, are we going to fix this car? And I'm like, oh, fucking, before she even asked me the question, I knew the answer, because they always do that to me. They're always like, oh, no, you're not going to get the car fixed. So that tells me it is time to get a new car. So we go out today to go and get a new car, and everything again is all in alignment with everything that we have just experienced. Okay, so we get into the car dealer, and it's just too amazing. All of a sudden, half the day I had no appointments. I only had to change like one or two. So and it was like no accident. Your whole life of what you need to be doing when you're in alignment with source energy and you're doing the right thing from love will be set up for you. These are those times you'll have this big window or block to go look at the new cars and get the new cars, right? And make or get whatever you need done to happen. So you'll have blocks of time that you'll be like, why don't I have any clients, or why am I not doing this? Because it is designed by your soul with law of the universe and this higher vibrational energy. And what we've come in here to do, it is a time of great and amazing things and changes here in the earth world. And this is why this is happening. So I just wanted to bring these pieces and bits and parts to you. I am running out of time, so we're going to talk to you probably in the next few days about more stuff. But in the meantime, wanted to get you everything that you needed to explain this to you tonight. So have a great night. Much love.